Hey, how's it going, folks, and welcome back to another history video. Today we're going to be looking at the mainstay tank of the U.S. Army during World War II, the ever-loved M4 Sherman. Last week we had a peek into the T-34 series of tanks from the Soviets, so it only made sense to look at her Western Allies counterpart there. The M4 Sherman was a development beyond the previous stopgap medium tank, the ever-memed M3 Lee, in all of its awkward glory there. At the outbreak of World War II, the U.S. military was already in the process of developing the M4 to replace their dated interwar M2 medium tanks, but a need to supply her British allies with armor quickly led to the rush production of the M3 Lee, which did use a version of the 75mm gun slotted for the M4 Sherman that you can see here with my beautiful big shot painted on the side, because I love the M3 Lee, even if it sucks. It's great. As well as the suspension and power plant, and you can even, flip back and forth between the two, and you can see that it's the exact same suspension and track layout. And if you go into the X-ray view here, the engine, transmission are, even though they're slightly different in actual appearance, that's only because we got the fuel tanks running here. But other than that, it's the same engine and transmission and everything. They just sort of took the hull that they had worked out. They were still trying to figure out all of this up here, so it's actually even got the same transmission housing and everything like that. It's an M4 Sherman from the feet down. The M4 was, of course, a much more capable machine in all respects, having much better protection, higher velocity version of the 75mm gun, which allowed for easier, more effective range engagements, and, of course, as you can see, they had that 75 in a fully traversable turret, as well as a short stabilizer there, which actually I was reading, and technically it doesn't work right in the game, which I know nothing ever works right in the game, right? But the articles and everything actually said that the stabilizer didn't allow for any sort of stabilization on the move. I don't know, of course, how accurate that is. It's Wikipedia, but whatever. Anyways, moving right along there. Fully traversable there, as opposed to the sponson that the 75mm was in there for the M3 Lee, so definitely allowed for much more versatility there as well. So the initial model that they produced that we have right here in front of us is the cast hull Round Boi Sherman. Look at them curves. Real tanks have curves, guys, okay? Don't let anyone tell you different. This was later replaced, of course, with a welded hull on all following models, but we had a cast hull to start. First seeing service, though, with the British Army, actually, not the US, because we were just kind of selling them. We didn't really want to get involved quite yet at that point. The Sherman first saw combat in Tobruk and the counteroffensive after the British lost it to the Germans there in 1942. I'd have to double check the year, but I'm pretty sure it's 1942. The M4 found itself squaring off with, at the time, the inferior Panzer IV F1s, Panzer IIIs, with the short 50 and 75mm guns that we've got here. They didn't add the F2 until after they came into contact with the Sherman and figured out that, hey, this doesn't work. So the 50, 75mm guns, the short-nosed ones, of course, not the long barrels, because that's different. Longer barrel, higher velocity, more penetrative power, because speed beats armor. Often wouldn't penetrate the sloped upper hull there on the Shermans, just that combination of it being 50mm thick and sloped back at that 50-degree angle you're looking at, as you can see there on the readout. Oftentimes 80mm or more. Of course, this being an exception, but it's sloped even further, so you're looking at generally about the same degree of armor and everything like that, which, by the way, if you're ever playing the Sherman in-game, don't angle it, because this is just a massive weak spot, and anybody who knows anything will just donk you right here. That's a 30mm plate. It's just going to melt right, 40mm plate is just going to melt right through. Keep it front on. If you're in one of the cast hull, or the welded hull Shermans, rather, angle it up, by all means, go for it. Cast hull, don't do it. Bad idea. After the battle in Tobruk, the Shermans continued to arrive in North Africa in large numbers, both with American troops and to supply the British, Free French forces, all of that stuff there. and saw plenty of success in North Africa, as well as, the invasion into Italy. It wasn't until really they had taken Italy out of the war and were fighting the Germans kind of more effective tanks at that time now that the Shermans really started to run into some issues with tank-on-tank combat. But they were very, very effective, early on, especially in not only an anti-tank role, but also an infantry support, direct fire support role. They had really, really great high explosive rounds with that 75 millimeter gun there. That was great for taking out machine gun emplacements, artillery emplacements, stuff like that. It was just super, super effective. The troops loved her. Their crews loved her. She's a great tank all around. Of course, like I was saying there, with the advent of better firepower and armor from the Shermans did begin to see greater losses. However, the ease of repair and recovery, as well as, a constant advance there from the Allies, allowed most of the losses that they sustained to be retrieved, fixed up, put back into service. They'd patch the holes, whatever they needed to wash out, and put them right back on the front lines. So they had that going for them too. It was another great thing about the Shermans. They were super easy to repair. That was, you got these two big double doors at the back here. You got direct access to the engine. If I'm not mistaken, this could be taken off pretty easily in the field to get access to the transmission. So Shermans were really, really easy to fix and maintain. That was kind of one of the big selling points for sure. The Sherman, of course, did see many upgrades throughout her life, with a shift from the cast to welded hull, like I mentioned earlier, as well as, increasingly powerful engines, of course, improvements to the fire control systems, better armor, swapping of the short barrel 75 with the long barrel 76, ultimately resulting in what we see here, and I'm going to get to her in just a moment. Oh, she's beautiful. I love her. The gun was... the 76, rather, was able to be mounted on all variants of the Sherman after they swapped out the turret there. Same ring size and everything like that. So you just put the new turret on, stick the 76 in her, she's good to go. Even all the way back down to the cast hull A1s, they did that. So the gun was, of course, much more effective in an anti-tank role, but it did sacrifice a little bit of that direct fire infantry support that I was talking about. The high explosive on the 76 mil wasn't quite as good. So it was kind of... The 76 did get kind of mixed reviews from the crews that received it, just because, they were, of course, used to being able to take care of enemy fortifications a lot easier with that high explosive. The 76 did, however, remain, despite the heated discussion on whether or not the Sherman really needed it, which it did, in order to be more effective against the better Panthers and Tigers and everything like that they were starting to see. The pinnacle of the Shermans is, of course, what we have here, the M4A3E8, or the Easy 8 Sherman, and I know it doesn't say E8 right here. I know somebody's going to say it. It's an Easy 8 Sherman. It's got the HVSS suspension. It's got the horizontal volute instead of the vertical spring suspension. This is vertical springs. This is horizontal springs. The Easy 8 is the one that had the horizontal springs. And, of course, wider tracks, gave it much better mobility. It's the Easy 8. People, okay? It's the Easy 8. And it's beautiful. And it's probably my favorite tank in the game. Moving on. Easy 8 is the one that saw them to the end of World War II and even remained in service alongside the Pershing and later the Patton series at the end of the Korean War there. And then it was phased out because the M48 came along, and that's what they continued to use moving forward. But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of her history in a nutshell there. We'll send all of these guys to Holiday, and I'll swap the A3 out here for the just M4, which is the first with the welded hull there. You can see we still have that little smokestack looking doodad on the left here. I don't actually know what that's for. I should look into it. I'm not 100% positive. I'm sure somebody knows and will tell me in the comments. But yeah, this is the first welded hull Sherman that we got. Still has the same back end and everything like that. Front's just a bit different. But of course, you know, like her Soviet sister, the T-34, the Sherman was, for the most part, if we're being honest, quite unremarkable. The armor was effective but average. The gun was effective but average. Mobility, effective but average. Actually, it had rather superior mobility compared to a lot of other tanks at the time, especially when you got that HVSS suspension with the EZ8. Much better engine, of course, as well. So EZ8 moves pretty good, but the rest of them were a bit sluggish, honestly, especially if you're trying to traverse her on the spot. She doesn't like to turn on the spot. You kind of got to get her moving a little bit forward first, maybe in the second, third gear, and then she'll turn. So it's a bit finicky that way, but of course, it works. The crews absolutely loved her, but it was good enough. It was inexpensive to produce, easy to maintain in very large numbers, like I was talking about. Got the big double doors at the back here to get the engine. Super easy to maintain the Shermans. You got this big hatch to open up and get at it. So really, really easy to fix, really, really easy to keep in service. The bogies, drive wheels, all super, super easy to repair and replace. So, very, very adaptable machine. And proving a second time, firstly there with the T-34 that we talked about last week, and now again with the Sherman, that it's better to be all right at a whole bunch of stuff than really good at one thing and terrible at everything else. The old adage there, jack of all trades, master of none, but better than a master of one. But yeah, M4 Sherman, beautiful tank, fantastic. I absolutely love them to death. It's probably one of my favorite tanks of the entire war for sure. And it's got nothing to do with aesthetics. It does have a little bit to do with the fact that I have American bias and I'm in a Marabou, and there is that. But they work well, They're effective. They're not spectacular, but they're effective. And when you're in a combat zone, you don't really necessarily need spectacular. You just need effective. And I'll prove it to you. We'll jump into a few games here, and I'll show you what we're working with. Okay, welcome to Eastern Europe, and 4.3 again. I just got clocked by an M4A2, and over there is an M4A5. Technically a Sherman, but it's called the Ram, and we gave that one to the Canadians. Was it the Canadians? Who did we give the Ram to? We gave the Ram to somebody. I don't remember. But yeah, Eastern Europe, I have a lovely spot for this map that I showed you guys in the T-34 video. I am going to... It's actually a bit more effective from this side, just because you can get yourself covered from the rear as well, if you're on this side of the map, because it's a bit more of a cubby hole than it is a house that you sit next to. So I'm definitely going to be going there if I can make it before we get bullied by an R3 or something like that. That could have been bad. Started to get just a little too close to the edge of the bridge there. That would have been embarrassing. But no swimming today. This tank does not swim. Some do, but this one does not. Although technically, there was a modification there for the Sherman. The duplex drive system. It was basically a big screen that they mounted around the air intakes and everything like that did allow the Sherman to swim. It was applied for the D-Day landings at Normandy, Operation Overlord kind of thing. But the Sherman normally does not swim. Puma there. Just casually knock him out real fast. No flanky for you, sir. Panzer III. He's got my side. Oh, that was a bad first shot from me. Get him with the 50. Get him with the 50. Knock out his gun. Yes. Right there. No! My gun's knocked out too. I will kill your driver. I'm not going to kill his driver. Gonna kill your commander? Hey, you stop shooting me. Only I can shoot you with a machine gun. Ooh. Just get shot by something else? I think I did. Oh no, he's got his gun back. That didn't go well. Not entirely sure what's going on in the chat there. I'm just kind of ignoring it. Was there an enemy plane up already? What is that? Is that a 109? I think that's a 109. Yeah, 109E it looks like. Doesn't have the rounded nose cone. Speaking of planes and my knowledge of them, which is admittedly not as much as my knowledge of tanks, I was right, it's a 109E. How's it going, bud? Goodness. It was hilarious. But yeah, speaking of tanks and my knowledge of them, you guys should just let me know there if you would like a similar series to this, but with aircraft. I'll, do tanks for the most part to start at least. But once we start running out of tanks, especially ones that I know a lot about, I'm going to have to put some more time into researching them moving forward, which will eventually occur. I could definitely start taking a look at some of the aircraft as well. For those of you that are interested in both tanks and planes, or for those of you who are just interested in planes in general, and not so much the tank side of War Thunder, which might be a lot fewer of you, just because Air RB is dead. But hey, we'll see. Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say about that. Also, I don't know why Gaijin feels the need to have a desert camo on this map. It's not the desert. This is the camouflage that it, defaults you with. I don't know. It's weird. But Gaijin does strange things, as we all know. But it's okay. Because they made War Thunder. And while it's not perfect, and while they are not perfect, it's better than World of Tanks. And that's kind of the only competition that Gaijin's got, so. At least as far as the tanks are concerned. If you want to talk about planes, there isn't any. It's this, and that's it. I mean, yeah, I guess technically there's DCS, but DCS has such a high skill cap. Is there a tank on my right? I think there is. I definitely... Yep, there's a Stug up there. He's firing down on me, so very, very fortunate not to die just then. I think I killed his gunner. I'm going to put the next shot through his lower plate. I did kill his gunner. Oh, that didn't kill him. That just... His transmission ate it. No, leave me alone. I got to get below his gun. There we go. Anything else? No? Okay. I do hear another plane, though. Not a friendly. Stuka! Didn't have the trumpets. So not a B. This is the camping spot that I absolutely love to have, because as the... Ooh! As the enemy team drives into B, you can get side shots for days on them. Oh, that was an R3. Come back! Come back, R3. He's probably going to be moving forward. I'm not going to get an angle on him right there. More bombs. You missed again. Is that? No, there's something coming up behind me. I got to flip it around. Get it moving forward. Face armor. Go away, Warbwind. You're not sneaky. And we're right back to camping. There you are. Some good hits on that guy. Definitely killed a few crew members. But the R3 is down, and that's the more dangerous of the two. Let me call out that SPA-8. Ooh! Nice bomb from the 110. Ah! Hey! You stop that. Ow. Alrighty, so we got sneaky breakied by a Puma there. I'm gonna burn one of the backups on my M4A1 just because this match can still go either way. But I'm liking where it's going so far, so we're gonna keep on rolling here. Ooh! What are you? Panzer IV? No, Panzer III. There's the Puma. Get out of here. Face armor for that Panzer III, see if we can get him knocked out. What was that range? About 450 probably? Yep. Got his loader. Did he keep going forward or did he back off? No, he definitely didn't back off. Where'd he go? Okay, Panzer III's reverse gear is not that fast. I don't know where he went. He's kind of vanished. I'm going to move on. I'm sure we'll run into him later. We'll keep an eye out for a kill assist on him. Actually, I'll drop some already... Where's he at? Like about right there? I'm going to smoke round too. Yep, there he goes. Smoke round just for the memes. Ah! Aw. I was like, you can't see me! But he could absolutely see me. Alright, guys and girls, welcome to Seversk, or that one. The new map. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. Seversk seems right, but, you know, it's Russian, so I could be very wrong there. Welcome to the new map, though. I have no idea where anything is at here because I've never played it before, and yeah, this is going to be a learning experience for me, so we'll see what happens. I think we might try and stick with this Chaffee here, support him. Fantastic tank, the Chaffee. Love them things. We're definitely going to do a video on that as well in the coming weeks. Beautiful little tank. It's basically a Sherman, but fast. As far as, you know, gun performance is concerned, anyway. Obviously, the Sherman's got more armor, but if the armor doesn't make a difference, then what's the point? Which I guess explains the whole Leopard 1 thing. But anyways, Seversk. Never been here. We'll see what happens. We're gonna, like I said, follow this Chappie in, help him out, move into the C point, see if we can get some nice sneaky breaky spots. I think he's waiting for me, actually. Yeah, he is. Gonna make me go first, dude? You got the binoculars to scout enemy tanks. Oh, there's so much going on. I can barely see anything. There's so much clutter. Oop, enemy tank over there. And I hear something. This fountain seems like a safe place. Yep, there's a couple of British boys over there. Okay, well there's this cannon barrel at least. Okay, the other one off to the right is down. Can't shoot through that. Duly noted. Can I get him? Yes, I can. Cool. He's down. No, T-34 to the left. Ooh, good bounce, good bounce. Get the Stug first. T-34 missed again. Nice, good job. Well done, me. That is a KV-2. Oh no. Okay, did he just fire? I don't know if he fired or not. I'm assuming he did because he's not shooting anybody else, so I'm going to take his gun out. Oh, I thought I was going to take his gun out. There's a tank over there, isn't there? Yep. Chinese Sherman. Got his turret crew. Does he have the frontal weak spots? Yes, he does. Put it right through that plate. Panzer III? Yeah, it's the Italian. Panzer III N, or M. He's done. And an Italian Whirlwind. KV-2's down. Very excellent. He could absolutely have lobbed a shot onto the roof of my tank and killed me if he wanted to. Luckily, he had bigger fish to fry. What is that? Nope, not today. Just caught him at the corner of my eye. Not today, Mr. R3. This is my sea point. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Ooh, tanks on the right. What is that? Looks like a Cromwell. Yep. Seriously? All I did was get his loader. He's backing off. Where's that Italian Werble? There he is. He's still sitting back there. Come on. No, it's okay. I won't hurt you. He's trying very, very desperately to lure me out from behind this fountain here. Got him. There we go. Oh, hello, Mr. Lee. You want to cover this side from now on? I'll get the other side. Yeah, you got it, buddy. Man, that was a fight and a half. Woo! Run that one by me again. More turret crew there on the Cromwell. And there goes my gunner. What is that? Ah, it's a Sweden. Come on, give me back my gunner. Give me back my gunner. Put the fire out. Nope. Ah. Flanked around. Sneaky boy. It's alright, though. We held that cap point like an absolute champion there for a good while. M3 Lee died, too. I don't think that M4A3 knows that there's going to be that guy over there. I'm going to ping that. Yeah, okay, cool. He caught him. Question is, who caught who first? Did the A3 see the Sweden, or did the Sweden see the A3? The Sweden saw the A3. Actually, a Crusader saw the A3, but whatever. He's dead either way. Let's go get my C point back. Just take it slow, Locust. Don't do anything crazy. Now, I don't know what took it. Ooh, M22 got the Lago. Nice. Locusts are mean, man. Nope. Bad shot. Got the driver, though, with the machine gun. Right there. Oh. Panzer 4F2. Hello, Mr. T-34. I'm going to hide behind this rubble. Oh. Hey. No. You done goofed. Say goodbye to your turret crew. And everyone else, apparently. Ready for explosive filler. Any contacts right still? I don't know. Is the Locust dead? No, the Locust is not dead. Officer Locust is still on patrol. So I guess the right side is clear. And I think he's pretty much running riot over there. I can't believe I bounced that Cromwell. Thing's got a really good pen. I don't know, is it a good idea to push out? We'll push out. We'll go get content. What is that? Is that an R3? That's got to be an R3. Oh, that's a Valentine. Let me just casually remove him real fast. Dangerous gun. I hear your little 20 mil, you Satan spawn. Where are you? Something there on my left. What is that? Ah, I'm going to feel kind of bad about this. What? How did all I kill was his gunner? There we go. That's better. Maybe the first shot didn't penetrate and it was just the rivets that killed him. Oops. It's fine. I just need the machine gun to kill him anyway. That's going to be GG for that. And that was a wild ride from start to finish. That was some high-octane gameplay right there. Huh, that actually sounded like it worked. Alrighty, folks. That is it for the video today. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out, as per usual. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like. Subscribe if you want. Turn on that bell if it suits your fancy. You don't have to do that. You know, I mean, I'm sure you check your subscription feed on a regular basis. Anyway, we're all in quarantine, sitting at home with nothing to do. So why not leave a like? Why not subscribe? You'll learn something. It'll be good for you. You know, my grandmother always used to say, a day without learning something is a day wasted. So keep on coming back. Please. Please. Please come back. I love you. In a very platonic way. I need the subscribers. Okay, that's it. As always, everyone, take care, peace out, much love, and God bless. I'll see you in the next one.